This evening, we are looking out for your safety at home and on the roads and the plans in place to protect your family from hazardous materials.
As investigative reporter Jonah Kaplan explains, officials credit one major change in the last 20 years for making Minnesota more prepared for emergencies.
Pretty cool spot here, Raspberry Island, downtown St. Paul along the Mississippi River. You can have a barge over here, you can see a train going up there, maybe trucks over there and planes way up there. A corridor of commerce, if you will. And what drives the American economy? The transportation of a lot of hazardous materials. There are more than 2 million shipments a day of hazardous materials, according to the U.S. Department of Transportation. Many of them are chemicals, the ingredients for paint, fertilizer, cleaners, not to mention fuel. Much of it moves on highways, a lot of it by rail. Almost all shipments get to where they're going safely. When they don't, that's the real hazard. Fortunately, Minnesota first responders have always answered the call.
I would say early notification. So getting what I call our 911 for 911.
Christy Rollwagon is the state's new director of Homeland Security and Emergency Management. She says the recent train derailment in Raymond exemplified the major improvements to hazmat response over the last 20 years. Emergency crews from more than a dozen cities and towns pitched in to make sure no one was hurt.
That was not as robust 20 years ago, where we all are on the same page, we all are communicating together, we're training together, we're planning together, and we're exercising so that we can be more responsive in a quicker, more expeditious manner.
The more intense and more frequent training might be needed now more than ever. Nationally, a CBS News investigation finding a 155% increase in hazmat crashes on the roads. In Minnesota, there have been 153 hazmat crashes on highways since 2013, causing more than $5 million in damage. On the railroads, 37 incidents, which cost more than $1.5 million.
We're not doing this as law enforcement. We're not doing it as emergency managers. We're not doing it as the fire service. We're doing it together as a team.
In St. Paul, Jonah Kaplan, WCCO News.
There are state and federal laws that regulate the safe transportation of hazardous materials. There is one route in the Twin Cities where it is illegal to transport hazardous shipments, and that is through the Lowry Tunnel on Interstate 94.